In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to play Take 5 on the piano. Let's give it a whirl. Right, so that's the tune, but in this video I'm not going to go through the melody. It's written on the chart like you see here, but what I am going to do is talk about the chords and the scales that go over the tune, and also a little bit about the rhythm as well, because what we're trying to do in this video is start the improvisation process. And let's get started. So if you want to learn how to play the song just like that, I've got a previous video on how to play Take 5. I'm going to post a link up here in this corner. You can go check that out. But stick around because you really want to know a little bit about the modes and the scales and the chords that we're going to be playing, because soloing is an important thing over this particular tune. So let's take a look at the first E flat to B flat minor. And again, that rhythm and how to play that you can check out in the other video. But the E minor chord is essentially the sixth note of the G flat scale. So obviously we're in key of G flat. And the sixth note means if you're going to play the scale from E flat, it's essentially this. And that is an Aeolian scale. Do you actually need to know that? Not really. It's just a G flat major scale starting on the sixth note, which is E flat. So you can use that scale. You can also use the Bebop scale, which is this. It has this passing note. And you can also use the blues scale, which is this. So they kind of all sound the same, but when you mix them together, it starts sounding good, especially when you're putting in little melodies and things. The other thing you can do is also spell the chords. So that's the spelling of the chords. That also adds some interest to the soloing as well. So what happens in the tune is once you get through the entire head, then you're essentially staying on that E flat chord. Now, even though it goes to B flat, you don't really care too much about that. What you care about is just sticking around E flat minor. And what happens is you play that for several bars, and then eventually we're going to get into the bridge. So let's play a little bit of the soloing just on the E flat minor chord and see what that sounds like. So one thing that I did there was I did play these chordal voicings. So you're basically playing the scale, but you're playing the scale in force. Not necessarily every note of the scale, but you're just trying to find these fourths. And whatever falls under the fingers, that's good. The other thing we did was make use of pentatonic. So the pentatonic scale is essentially in G flat, which just happens to be all black notes. Used to play around as kids doing that, but essentially you're just sticking to the black notes but playing patterns on them. So those are some cool things to do. So the whole concept of playing in E flat minor utilizes all of those different things, and it's important to do that and find little melodies in between. Then when we get to the bridge, and let's take a look at the bridge section, which starts at the letter B. You've got B flat major 7, so quite a lot harder to solo on. In fact, when you hear the Dave Brubeck quartet play, they don't solo over that section, but I like it because it's kind of cool. So you have to know what scales to play. So B major 7. And that's a bebop scale. Then A flat minor 7. A flat minor 7 bebop scale. Then B flat minor bebop scale. Then E flat 7 bebop scale, which is the same as B flat minor bebop scale, just starts on a different note. And then you're back to A flat minor 7 and D flat 7. So sometimes I forget the G flat, which needs to be there for that scale. And then G flat major 7. And then G diminished 7. And I actually have a video playing over diminished chords that I'm going to post up here. So you've got diminished patterns like. And then you're back to B major 7th again. So what we're going to do is let's solo over that section and see how that goes. So that's a little bit about how to play over the bridge. And of course, it's important to cover the scales as much as possible. Now, there's a lot of stretching and you can go in and out of the key a little bit, sidestepping, but those are for much later videos. I just wanted you to get your hands around that E flat minor bit and also start to think about the scales and the chords at the bridge, which is a little more obviously advanced. So that's my version of Dave Brubeck's Take 5. It's actually written by Paul Desmond, if you hadn't noticed. And what I'm going to do now is just play a little bit more of it, and that'll take us into another video. Thanks for joining me. Well, thanks for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We're making 5 videos a week, just like this one, on various aspects of music and the music business. So I'd really appreciate it if you could come back and join me another time. Take care.